Welcome, girls and boys, to the Sunday story time at Church by the Sea. I'm Miss Joanne with Miss Valerie.
Hey.
So happy to be with you again. We hope your week was as filled with many discoveries for your remember that we made last week, your GBB, God's big brown bag of wonders. And we found there were so many wonders we could discover each day. Perhaps you found some pretty flowers or a thoughtful note that you wrote to your mother. That would be a nice thing to remember. It's fun to remember and to celebrate each of these moments. Every day is beautiful in God's world. It's fun to share over and over again to help you remember. Today's story is about Samuel, who you remember was also always trying to help the people of Israel to live in God's way. The people were angry. They were chanting. They were so unhappy and wanted a king like people in other countries had. This upset Samuel. He was dismayed. He didn't know what to do and wanted to help the people like what he was doing, but they continued chanting. They were so unhappy and kept saying, "We want a king like the other countries have." He worried and worried. He didn't know what to do. Worried and still didn't know what to do. The people kept on chanting louder and louder. What would you have done if the people kept shouting louder and louder to you and you were trying to help them? Well, let's begin with a prayer and hear the story, and we'll find out. Fold your hands, bow your head, and open your heart. Dear God, thank you for giving us ears to hear all the wonderful sounds in your world. Thank you for being with us as we learn and grow. Amen.
Amen.
And now let's see how Samuel handles this horrible situation. A long time ago, there was a man named Samuel. Samuel helped the people of Israel to live in God's way. One day, the people said to Samuel, "We are worried about what might happen to us. Give us the king like the people in the other countries have." And he shouted, "We want a king. Please tell us now. Tell us how to find us a king. We want one now."
Samuel was not happy. Samuel prayed to God, and God said, "Listen to the people. They are not mad at you. The people don't want to listen to me. So now they don't want to listen to you. Listen to them and then warn them. Tell the people how it will be if they have a king."
Samuel looked at all the people. Samuel saw the women and the men and the boys and the girls. Samuel told the people that he had listened to God. Samuel told them that there would be problems if they had a king. But the people did not listen. They didn't want to listen. They chanted, "We want a king. Please tell us how. Find us the king. We want one now."
"And here is how it will be," said Samuel. "The men will have to fight in the king's armies, and the women will have to go and work for the king. The king will take all the things that grow in your gardens. Yes, you will feel sad then. God doesn't think this is a very good idea."
But the people said again, "We want to be like the people in other countries. We want a king who will look after us and tell us what to do." So they continued to shout, "We want a king. Please tell us how. Find us a king. We want one now."
Samuel told God everything the people said, and God told Samuel to listen to the people and give them a king. So Samuel said to the people, "Come with me. We will choose a king."
All the people went with Samuel, and they chose a man called Saul. to be their king. Everyone cheered. There was a big celebration for Saul, their new king. We have a king. You told us how. You found us a king. We have one now. Hooray for King Saul. What did Samuel do? Let's listen to the story. Okay. He continued to shout. What did Samuel do? He continued to listen to them. He was a good listener. As we learn by listening, let's remember God is always there with you. So many pleasures of life are through hearing. The pleasure of hearing a loved one's voice when they are far away, laughter of children, or any joyful laughter, listening to our CBTS chorus. What a lovely experience that is. All in our lives, music, tinkling, wind chimes, church bells, even our own voices singing in the shower. As teachers, most Miss Valerie and myself have many different ways of getting children's attention. You always hear your teacher say, let's listen, everybody listen. We want you to learn, to enjoy poetry, to hear stories, to sing, play instruments, to fill your lives with beauty and information. With children your ages, as a teacher, I would often clap a rhythm and they would clap back. A lot of times it took many, many claps before we got their attention. But there are different ways. Sometimes you ring a bell. Sometimes you have a certain saying you say to the students. What did you do, Miss Valerie, to get children to listen or anyone to listen?
I think I remember saying a lot of times, put on your listening ears.
Yeah, where are they?
I think sounds are messengers also. When we hear certain sounds, they tell us something important. Plus, they awaken our feelings. Some are pleasant and soothing, and some are spiritual, as they remind us of times we have heard them before. Songs often inspire us as we listen to the words, and we join in the singing. I love to hear a guitar playing Spanish music, which excuse me, which reminds me of happy times and makes me feel cheerful. Singing hymns in church together is always special. It gives us a feeling of being together and caring for each other. And I like to hear raindrops gently tapping on my window. And I feel all warm and cozy inside my house. But strong winds whistling around my building and rattling my windows, that makes me rather nervous. I think I prefer gentle sounds and ones carrying hopeful messages. And we have the gift of speaking, using hundreds of beautiful words, kind and caring. So let's try to remember to use them as often as we can. Maybe one evening you sit together with your family and make a list of all the kind and caring words that we can use. A whisper can be more powerful than a scream, except if somebody's in danger. And also, clapping hands or ringing a bell can sometimes get attention better than a shriek. So think about the noise you can make. Make it pleasant for others to hear. Don't be like a leaf blower or an Amber Alert. Bring a calm, thoughtful voice, bringing God's loving message to the world every day. So today, I think, Miss Joanne, if you have your we're going to do a rain stick.
You can hear it. It's very gentle and soft. And
yes, that's nice because it slowly goes down. Yes, nice. So I made one, and I'm going to show you how to do one. No, this one is small because I made this with a toilet paper roll. And then today, can you see this? I'm leaning back. This one I am you could use from like a paper towel roll. And this one, actually, I found I had some Christmas wrapping paper and so I took it off, and inside the wrapping paper was a lot of brown paper, which was nicely rolled. And then so you cover either one. You can, these I just cut out some colored papers, and made stripes on it. And this one, I covered it with white paper. And then I started decorating it, just a little bit. You can either use it with construction colored paper, or this one you could draw on if you wanted to, or cut out some little flowers, and if you had stickers, you could do that, and make it a decorative stick. And then the important thing is that this one, as you can see, I sealed off the bottom. So you have to cut out a circle for that. And I have a couple of circles here somewhere. I think. I never can find what you want. You can find it before you want it. Okay. So you kind of put this down on a piece of drawing, on a piece of paper. And then you just draw it bigger, because you're going to fold it over. So you just make a bigger circle. And then I just put some glue around the edge of the end, and then you just put it over the top, and then you have to fold it over, and then it has to pleat it a little bit to make it stick, like this one. As you can see, this one I did, and then when I got it sort of stuck down with all the little pleats in it, like you see, to keep it there, I put a little rubber band around it, and now it's firmly glued. It's fine. You can use a glue stick to glue, or a regular glue, maybe better, to hold it. And then you've got one end sealed, and then you have some rice. And then you just pour the rice in. Ooh, I'm pouring rice everywhere. Okay, and then you would seal the other end. And then you just, now you see yours goes slowly.
Yeah,
It has things inside of it.
Yeah.
So it goes a little slower. But you can roll it. This one I figured you can shake it. I mean, you can shake it. That's like the little raindrops. Or you can tip it up, or you can actually you can't see me doing it, but you could actually just roll it, and it'll just roll around. So that these are the little gentle raindrops. I think sometimes people use them for dancing, and then they shake them to encourage the rain to come, right? So you can, if it isn't really necessary very often in Miami, is it? Maybe you can tell the rain to go away by using this. Say, we've had enough, we're had enough. Okay, so have fun, and maybe you can, get together and make a little rain stick, and just make some nice little sounds. I haven't put the top on that one, so I shouldn't really be using it. Okay, do you have an angel today, Miss Joanna?
I do. I think that Samuel had a lot of courage, facing the people screaming and yelling at him all the time. And I think he had to be very good in his communication and how he was telling them what he was going to do and what God was. But most of all, I think he
had
looking for harmony.
Yes. Oh, we need a lot of that. That would be nice. Yes. So I had acceptance, because I thought
right.
Samuel accepted basically what God said to him. He I don't know that, he listened to the people, and he accepted that the people wanted a king, and he accepted that what God told him, that he had to listen. So he accepted the wisdom or the wise things that other people said. And the other one I had was, I think on this one I had, he respected God. I don't think that he entirely agreed with what God. I think he was hoping that God would tell those people they don't need a king. So I think Samuel was a little surprised, when he respected what God told him and followed through. So sometimes we have to show respect for what other people are asking us to do, or telling us. Yes. So lots of good angels this week. And now we'd like to put our hands together. I will say a little prayer. Dear God, give us patience and understanding that we are not your only children, and help us learn to share and support all your children who are not as lucky and fortunate as we are. Amen.
Amen.
And we hope that everybody has a thoughtful week, thinking about others as long as thinking and worrying about yourself. Huh? Sometimes we get too involved in ourselves, I think. So.
And enjoy your ears and all the things you hear that are beautiful.
Yes, absolutely. So hope everybody has a happy week.